Take me away.
Hey, tap the water. You know we go through these trials and tribulations every day. Sometimes we just feel like we want the Father to take us away from it all. But guess what? The Most High got us. And His name is Ahaya. Through His Son Yeshaya. Yes, sir.
Take me away from here. Take me away. Take me away.
Look, sometimes I pray that you take me away into your arms to a place where I know that I'm safe. Heaven's clouds opened up, all I see is them gates. My mama smiling down at me cause my sins are erased. I see an angel moving forward with a holy embrace. I race to thank the God who saved my life and gave the faith. So I escaped the pain of the sinners, excited to enter. I crack from my eyes knowing the life I was living. Now I'm instilling the laws of my child, her spirit willing. The innocence is skipping the troubles that come with sinning. Now I'm not a sinner no more. I handle business, I'm in it. A sprinter running my race until it ended, till I win it. Know that I'ma get it for sure. The crown I needed, I'm feeding my spirit man daily. So I receive it and don't delete it. I feel like Neo, I'm chosen, but lost like Nemo. We stolen from Jerusalem to the hood. No, we good if I got us rolling with us. Wasn't meant as no spirit. But give it on my way, seeking it. With it, so we gon' have to give it. Our brother said that we gon' have to visit. If it don't listen, I got a distance. Give me the sermon with tunnel vision. Ain't religious, but I am a bitch. We never for real, we not malicious. Everybody said they want it, but everybody won't handle business. Moving fearless, cause my power is not limited. He magnificent, so we gotta move diligent. His spirit sent the Holy Spirit down to come take us away.
Take me away from all the pain. Help me remain amongst the saints. Take me away from all my sin. Keep me away from all my bad friends. Yeah, just take me away. Hey, come take me away. Just take me away. Take me away. Take me away.
I be looking for peace, but I be in pieces. Gotta pick myself up like telekinesis. Can't walk in the flesh like a quadriplegic. If they saw what I endured, they wouldn't believe it. I'm equipped with the sword cause I battle with legions. Pretty little liars that's riddled with demons. The cold and the hot when it makes me be steaming. Took aquatics for a higher, I pledge my allegiance. I live in Yasharala now, he changed up my regions. Vengeance is the Lord's, he saw my grievance. Gotta walk circumspect, not as fools and deviants. Mythological moles that's moving mischievous. I can't stick to the flesh like I lost some adhesion. It's essential to take notes from the book of Ephesians. Gotta be instant from season to season. Higher, take me away, you the reason I'm breathing.
Take me away from all the pain. Help me remain amongst the saints. Take me away from all my sin. Keep me away from all my bad friends. Yeah, just take me away. Hey, come take me away. Just take me away. Take me away. Come take me away.
Yeah. Yeah. All praise to the Most High. I believe in you. I never forget the year 2020. The year you showed yourself to me. You made yourself known in the physical realm. 2020, we so close to the end. Not family, but destruction coming closer than kin. Fear ends where your faith should begin. Just believe, put your faith within Him. Right now, you and Him should be friends. And if you not, what you doing, my friend? Take a second right now to repent. I'll wait. Okay, He gave me the flow, not for show, so I gotta speak. What I look like hiding what He manifests inside of me. Out the mud He took me, shaped me with His hand, pottery. Then hiding the fact that I'm chosen, Ruach inside of me. This is not the time not to know we live in prophecy. Now it's not the time to hide your sin, this isn't prophecy. Book of Revelations, manifesting, got a lot to see. Take a new approach, triangles, isosceles, not the shape. I'm saying try different angles. Devil trying to taint you. Meanwhile, he not stronger than your angels. But he call himself going against the eye, but this is painful. His perception ain't you. Don't receive the picture that he paint you. Realize and believe in the Most High because he made you. This is not a fable. Overcome that lust because you're able. Make the stallion what? Tell them horses get back in the stable. What you think this is? We on top this season just like Basil. Hold on. 2020, we so close to the end. Not family, but destruction coming closer than kin. Fear ends where your faith should begin. Just believe, put your faith within him. Right now, you and him should be friends. And if you not, what you doing, my friend? Take a second right now to repent. I'll wait. We in a time where public perception means more than a friendship with the Most High. What are you scared of? Are you really scared of the creation of the Most High? Whatever's trying to scare you, he already created. So what are you scared of? Repent. Turn away from your sin. Now is the time to do so. I'm on.
Kuwabha Shabata, Masha Panasha, Zakaha Kodeshaba, Shuwab Lahatawara, La Ayara, Kobal Haban, Kobal Haruak, Haya Awa, Haya Salam, Lamad Mayan Hamelek, Iraya Sala, Zahadawa, Iwaparath Hagawayam, Yakau Nasayawan, Alabahadam, Alabahashim. Alabahadam, Alabahasum, Hallelujah, Barakasum, Barakasum, Hallelujah, 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 Hawalaya, 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 Alabahasum, Alabahadam, Alabahasum, Alabahadam, Alabahasum. Hallelujah. Lekwaza Sapa. Kobal Haruak. Kobal Haruak. Kobal Haruak. Kobal Haruak. Hallelujah.
Babylon is falling, almost time for us to leave. They can't shake my faith, Abba got his hands on me. It's power in the blood, wholeheartedly believe. Allah Bahadam, Messiah died for you and me. Babylon is falling, almost time for us to leave. They can't shake my faith, Abba got his hands on me. It's power in the blood, wholeheartedly believe. Allah Bahadam, Messiah died for you and me. Babylon is falling, almost time for us to leave. They can't shake my faith, Abba got his hands on me. It's power in the blood, wholeheartedly believe. Allah Bahadam, Messiah died for you and me.
You on mute.
You hear me now?
Yeah, Tom. Yeah, Tom.
Shalom, Israel, Shalom. First, giving all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem. Hamashiach like I was shy. And the world knows Yahweh as God. The world knows Yahweh Shai as Jesus. Hamashiach will be the Christ. A Shabbat Shalom to all those that keep the 7-day Sabbath. Right? A Shabbat Shalom to all my brothers that's trying to figure out this truth, looking at this truth, whether they keep the lunar, whether they keep the 7-day, and whether they keep whatever. And all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High for waking you up and bring you to the sheepfold, man. Right? So, hey, all praise to the Most High. My name is Ariah.
My name is Atazuan.
Hey, I'm gonna bring my opening precept, man. Opening precept is going to be out of Micah chapter 7 and verse 8. Book of Micah chapter 7 verse 8. And it reads, rejoice not against me, O mine enemy. When I fall, I shall arise. When I sit in darkness, Yahweh shall be a light unto me. Salakia, verse 18. Even though that was a good one, though. Now, and it's the book of Micah, chapter 7, verse 18. Who is a power like unto thee, that pardoneth iniquity, right? So we got the only power that actually gives you forgiveness of sins, and passeth by the transgression of the remnant of his heritage. He retaineth not his anger forever, because he delighteth in mercy. And the important part of it is mercy, his heritage. I got one more precept to go with that, right? Because he said his heritage, right? It's the book of Isaiah, the mighty book of Isaiah, chapter 44, verse 1. And then I yield. The book of Isaiah, chapter 44, and verse 1. It says, yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen. Thus saith Yahweh that made thee and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou, Jezreel, whom I have chosen. So, hey, I just wanted to pull that out because we're his heritage, we're his servant, and we're his chosen. All praises to the Most High. And I yield.
Mighty precepts, man. I'm gonna get Hosea 4 and 6, the classic. You know, I haven't read this one in a long time. And this is like the first scripture that, you know what I mean, like bear witness with my spirit that, you know, we are the children of the Most High God, right? But this is something saying contrary, like the opposite of our people not knowing who they really are. So it says, Hosea 4 and 6, and it reads, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. Thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. I will also forget thy children. So that's a returning cycle that, you know, hey, if we don't keep the laws, our ancestors don't keep the laws, our children ain't gonna know how to keep the laws. So now we in a situation where, you know, what this lesson is really is like your heritage is taken away from you because you forgot about it. You don't know nothing about your heritage, your true biblical nationality. So that's why we out there in the highways and byways, and this, that's our main premises, is to talk about, you know, what's your nationality? You know what I mean? Let's discuss about that first. That's first priority, straight. Like, what's your nationality? You know, are you Chinese? Are you Arabian? You know what I'm saying? All these other nationalities of the earth, right, that we know about today, right? And you know, that's the first premises. I don't want to go nowhere else because, you know, the spirit bear witness of our spirit that we are the children of the Most High God. So, you know, I had to bring that out because our people have a lack of knowledge in 2025. And, you know, it's really time to come back to your heritage before it's too late. And I yield.
Hey, and I just gotta go one more precept just because I've been looking at it, right? Verse 7, it says, as they were increased, because the Most High did increase us. So they sinned against me. Therefore will I take glory into shame.
Right.
Now
you see that?
Now we niggas, bro.
Right. Niggas, Christians, just, you know, not reading the Bible, just going off like you say, King, fuzzy feelings. Yeah, it's a good feeling. Oh, Christ comes back for all that believe only. All you have to do is just believe, and you will be saved. If that's not the most easiest thing to do, I mean, that means everybody's gonna get saved then.
Yeah.
And last time I checked, when I looked at certain scriptures, I'm not gonna bring them out. If I do, that's the Lord that's that want me to bring it out for the people. You know what I mean? But it's a lot of scriptures that don't say that people gonna make it. You know what I mean? So I yield.
Right. So we'll bring out the opening precept, man. Right? Because this is what happened to the so-called blacks, Latinos, or Native Americans, right? It says, and thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. And watch this. He said, I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land not, for ye have a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. Hey, I gotta bring this out real quick, bro.
Right.
I gotta bring this out real quick, man. And then I yield. You got it, King. In the definition, brother. You know me, I'm a definition guy.
Right, Con. You gotta bring the definition out. So everybody who's watching can have a way better understanding of what that word means.
Enemy.
Oh man.
Adversary, opponent, rival, nemesis, antagonist, combatant, challenger, competitor, opposer. Bro, the opposition.
The opposition.
Right?
The ops.
Right?
Don't our young Jakes, this young blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, don't they say my ops? I gotta get at my ops.
My ops.
Right?
Corrival, hostile party, the competition, the other side, the opposing side.
The opposing side.
Hey, look, and the one that really got me, right, was it says the opposition, right? Like you said, the ops, but the adversary.
Woo!
Brother.
Woo-wee.
Hey, that adversary kind of ring a bell, right?
It do. They really do.
The adversary. So let's reread that with that understanding, right?
Right.
And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies, the adversary.
The adversary.
In the land which thou knowest not, brother, you're going to be serving the adversary. Yeah. Fire in my anger, we shall burn forever. And he said, you're going to serve him. Ain't Satan the adversary?
Yeah. That's the adversary.
I yield, brother. You got
it. Hey, yo, bro, you in the spirit. I'm glad you brought this out because I got another. It's a chain reaction, and another one gonna go right behind that. Let me get Luke chapter 19, verse 27. Because we focusing on that word enemy right now. That word right now it's like our main focus right now. Let's focus on the word enemy right now. We just figured out that similarity to enemy is adversary. The adversary, right?
Luke what?
The opposite. The other side.
Other side came.
Right?
That's the balance. That's the balance.
There you go. There you go.
Luke, what?
Luke chapter 19 and verse 27.
Oh man, this is already revving up to be something.
And I want to ask you, King, when you go to it, you see right there, it's in red letters, right?
Oh,
it's not in black letters. It's not in green letters. It's in red letters. So all Christians, most people that follow, have some type of religion, right? They all know when they read the Bible and it's in red letters in the New Testament, what is that indicating? That who's speaking? Yep.
Yeah, sure.
As the world known him as Jesus Christ, right? But we call him, and his true name is Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. So when it's in red letters like this, that means Christ, Jesus, is speaking. All right?
Yeah.
Can you read that for me, King, please?
The book of Luke, chapter 19, verse 27. Says, but those mine enemies.
But those that what?
Mine enemies.
King, Christ doesn't have enemies.
mine enemies.
It's no way. Christ loved everybody. Anybody that believes on him can be saved.
But those my enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me.
And that's literally coming out of Christ's mouth. When he was here on the scene, that's what he was saying. If you can't bow down to him, if you can't worship him, he's going to slay you. He's going to allow us, his people, to slay you, which are the Israelites, God's chosen people, the children of God, the ones that was given the promises, right? He said, slay them before me. That slay, we all know what slay means. If you didn't know what slay means, let's look it up, King. Let's look it up.
Real quick, man.
Real quick, because, you know, this is, you know, the Most High does speak in parables, you know, subliminal, you know, messages. You know, he don't want to give out all the clues out for everybody to figure it out, you know what I'm saying? So this is just for further for edification purposes right now.
Slay.
Slay. It says kill a person or animal in a violent way. Right? Murder, killing, homicide, execution. That's what the word you're looking for. Butchery, slaughter, massacre, assassination, dispatch, destruction, extermination. Come on, we ain't got to go no more, man.
Bro,
that's crazy.
But they think Christ is coming back for everybody, though. No, King. We have to expound on this situation right now. We got people on the earth right now that faithfully, truly believe in their heart and soul that Christ is coming back for everybody. But why is he talking about enemies in Luke chapter 19, verse 27? That's what
the gospel.
Yeah.
The favorite gospel.
Right. That they all know by heart. They all know the gospel. They'll quote it. You get what I'm saying? Paraphrase a lot. You know by heart. But why the churches don't teach this? Why the preachers don't bring this scripture out? Why everybody know John 3:16 or Acts 2:21? You know Acts 2:21, but you don't know Luke chapter 19, verse 27.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? So I yield, King.
Hey, and it's a great point, right? Because hey, it said opposition, right? Didn't it say opposition when we had looked that up?
Absolutely.
The ops is what you call them?
The ops. Yo, I gotta watch my back because my ops, they after me, man.
Ops. Well, let's see what the ops do, man. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 4, right? The ops.
The ops.
Who oppose them? Ain't that the ops? So let's go back to that. I think that's the ops side.
That's the ops, King.
Enemy, right?
Yeah.
The opponent, the adversary, rival, the
nemesis,
right? The opposer, the opposition, the ops. Let's go back. Like you said, the ops. Who oppose them, that's the ops.
Right.
And above all that is called Yahweh, that is so that he as Yahweh sitteth in the temple of Yahweh, showing himself that he is Yahweh. So wouldn't that be this guy? Wouldn't that be this guy? We're not, too far off the
right. No, we not, because I got another one, King. Just to expound on. Oh yeah, that guy. That's the ops right there, bro. That's the ops. If you're watching this video and you believe that man right there is not the ops, you're done. You're done for. You have a reprobate mind. You must repent and keep the law, statute, commandments. All right. So the Most High can start dealing with you, because if you believe that's not the ops, the Most High not dealing with you, and that's a scary, scary feeling to come upon you when God is not dealing with you. OMG. And I yield, King.
So we're gonna pick it up. We're gonna pick up some more beautiful precepts, right?
Right.
Because they understand, man, what we dealing with here.
I got one if you don't got one.
You got it. You got it.
Okay, Con. Hey, yo, I got the classic Judges chapter 2 and verse 14. And it reads, and the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel, and he delivered them into the hands of spoilers that spoiled them, and he sold them into the hands of their enemies, the opposition, the adversary, right? Roundabout, so that they could not any longer stand before their enemies. So God was so hot, meaning so disappointed, so let down, so angry at his people, right? That he sold them to the opposition, the people that's on the other side, the people that's against God. God sold his people to the people that are against him. If you don't understand what we're saying to you right now.
So real quick, we're gonna come back to the precepts, but we're gonna go ahead and kick off into little videos from the ops. We're gonna show you what happens when you deal falsely with the Most High.
Right.
And then now all of a sudden you're trying to figure out what your heritage is.
Last week on this show, a guest shocked the table by arguing in part that slavery in America can't just be blamed on one race, and that museums put too much focus on the role of white people who participated in that terrible institution. And now tonight, that same argument is being pushed by the President of the United States. Donald Trump says that one of the reasons for his crackdown on Smithsonian museums is, quote, everything discussed is how bad slavery was. What we try to do on this program is create a platform.
You know I wasn't gonna go that far.
Yeah.
He said how bad slavery was. Well, last time I checked, slavery's still kind of bad.
Yeah, it still is.
Real quick, I gotta real quick pull a quick precept, right? This is the book Judas. No, I'm sorry, Salaki Baruch. Right, because he said it was bad.
Right.
But it still is bad.
Right. The classic. I already know where you're going.
Right? Baruch
I already know where you're going.
In verse, what is that?
Is it dang, that's I think it's 3, King. Yeah, it's been a minute. I think it's 3, King. I think it's 3.
I think you're right. It's right at the top.
3 and
yeah,
let's
8.
see. Yeah, 3 and 8. There you go. Oh,
Baruch 3 verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity. So they're going to give you the definition of being in a captivity. Where thou hast scattered us for a reproach. So if you're in captivity, you're a reproach. Let's look up that word reproach real quick.
Right.
Not the fake Jesus.
Oh. I got a precept after this one.
Reproach, right? So if you're a reproach, express to someone one disapproval or disappointment in their actions, right? Or accuse someone of, censor or rebuke an offense, right? I gotta go deeper. I gotta go a little deeper, because they ain't giving what I need.
Yeah, Con. I got a preset to go right that Baruch too, King. Go right with it.
Hey, you already know.
It's gonna slice and dice too. Watch, you're gonna be like, nah,
Right?
this brother.
Because
This brother's in his
sometimes you
spirit.
gotta go a little bit outside of regular deaths.
The spirit just brought me right to it too. I was kind of wondering if I will find it or not. All praise to the Most High God and Yahweh Shai on my Shia. Hello? Oh man, the spiritual demon Satan. Satan, y'all. Hey, bear with us, Israel. Bear with us. While he come back, I'm going to get this scripture real quick. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. So like that Baruch 3 and 11, right? Or 3 and 8, 3 and 8, 3 and 8. We are yet this day in our captivity. Our oppressors refuse to let us go. Right? We what our people want? Reparations, you know. We tell them we want blood. We don't want no money. We don't want your bread, none of that. Because you know they the proud. The enemies are proud. So they're not going to give us that. So it ain't nothing else but to get blood back. You know what I mean? So hey, that Baruch 3 and 8 it's pivotal, man. Our people have to understand that you are in captivity right now. Shalom, man.
That's the dang Satan. I'm sitting here.
Yeah, that was Satan, man.
It was like spinning. I was wondering why I wasn't doing nothing.
Right. I brought up my precept, but I'm gonna bring it out for you hear me? You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, Con. I was bringing out
I can hear you.
I was bringing out Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 33, the classic. It says, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go." So, you know, that Baruch 3 and 8, you know, we are yet this day in our captivity, and the enemy, the ops, refuse to let us go. Why would they let go? They're gonna make a mistake like Pharaoh did? Because we all remember what Pharaoh did with Israel, right? Did we all remember? You know, if you really, You said what, King?
No, we remember.
Yeah, we remember. But people that are supposed to be reading the Bible in church, ain't your pastor supposed to read that to you? You know, Moses. They supposed to, right? Why would you not want to read, the time of Moses, right? When he went all and beyond for his people, man, right? And what did Pharaoh do? He let us go, right? But the Most High allowed him to do that. You get what I'm saying? And even then, Pharaoh didn't want to let us go. You let the Israelites go and do what they please. Hey, no matter where they go, that place is gonna prosper. You know what I'm saying? Because the Most High is behind us. The Most High uplifts us and increases us. So, wherever the Israelites are at, that land is basically paradise. You get what I'm saying? So I yell on that. Hey, King. Yo, this is Satan, man. Satan want to mess up the live, man. And it's still going good. We still going good, man. Hey, we are yet this day in our captivity. I'm gonna get another precept to further expound on Israel, not knowing who they are. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doeth not know. My people doeth not consider. So, it just going back into not knowing your enemies, who your enemies are, and even ourselves. We don't even know who ourselves are. let alone the enemy. He said, the Most High said, he said, but Israel You can see this throughout the whole entire Bible. Israel, that word Israel, right? It said, Israel doeth not know. They don't know. They don't know their nationality. They don't know their true biblical nationality. And a lot of them don't even care to find out. You know what I'm saying? They just stuck with the adversary, with the ops telling them who they are. No, you're black, African American. No, you're Puerto Rican. No, you are Mexican. Don't let those guys fool you, right? With the Bibles in their hand and that red book. Whoever's carrying that red book, you leave them alone, right? I'll go ahead, King. Go ahead, King.
Right. So I'm gonna try to go back to the video, right? Because Satan was trying to go through it. But all praise to the Most High. I had to do a little technical, something. So we back on though. So
Hey, King, because this is a mighty lesson, man, and Satan don't want this to go out, bro. You hear me? You don't want it to go out.
Lost and stolen heritage, but I added even more on the bottom and erased.
And
erased heritage. So now let's see the erased portion. All right, we'll start that back over.
New York. Last week on this show, a guest shocked the table by arguing in part that slavery in America can't just be blamed on one race, and that museums put too much focus on the role of white people who participated in that terrible institution. And now tonight, that same argument is being pushed by the President of the United States. Donald Trump says that one of the reasons for his crackdown on Smithsonian museums is, quote, everything discussed is how bad slavery was. What we try to do on this program is create a platform for discussion and debate.
I just want to
that reflects the very real difference.
I just want to go back a little bit. Look, when you read back here, it says the Smithsonian is out of control, where everything discussed is how horrible our country is, how bad slavery was, and how unaccomplished the downtrodden have been. Nothing about success, nothing about brightness, nothing about the future, right? But the whole thing, though, is like, who was it bright for? Who gathered the success? Because last time I looked, the so-called blacks, Latino, and Native Americans, they're not on none of the money.
Not one. Not one, King.
They don't own any banks. They might be bank managers, bank tellers, bank managers, but they do not own the banks.
They don't own the banks. Nope.
You know, we might have some people that are jewelry store managers.
Absolutely.
Don't actually own the whole jewelry store.
All right.
See, so these are the things that you have to understand. You have people playing in the NBA, but who owns the NBA?
Never thought of that, right? They never think about those things, King.
So those are just some things to focus on.
Like,
focus. We want you to focus, Israel.
We'll right.
Go back to the video.
What we try to do on this program is create a platform for discussion and debate that reflects the very real differences that exist in this country. It's what echo chambers in our society fail to do, frankly. But on this topic, it's important to say objectively, slavery was indeed bad. It was evil, the nation's original sin. And it is impossible to understand the true history.
You see how they said that, though? True sin, because everybody know that was wicked. Anytime you do a nation of people like that, I got a quick precept. Right? Because anytime you can do that to a nation of people, there's no way you can say that was good.
Right. Yeah, I got a couple of one too.
Like, this is the book of Daniel. You know where I'm going, King.
Yeah, come on.
Book of Daniel, chapter 7. Right, and verse, is it 9?
Yeah, I think it's 9. Yeah, it's 9. Chapter 9. I think it's verse 10.
10, yup.
Mm-hmm.
It reads, no.
No?
I'm going to push a little down further. Yep, here we go.
Okay, come on.
Verse 12. And he have conformed words which he spake against us and against our judges that judge us by bringing upon us a great evil, right? That's slavery, America's greatest sin, for under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem, which is the Israelites, right? So no evil has been done like this slavery that's been done to Israel. And I yield.
I got a precept. This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 2 and verse 10. And it reads, here her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity. Her infants are slain in the streets. Her young men with the sword of the enemy. There go that word enemy again. The ox, the adversary, right? Verse 10. What nation? This is to go back what the brother just brought out in Daniel 9 and 12, right? What nation has not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils? All her ornaments are taken away. Of a free woman, she is become a bond slave. So basically, it's like, what nation didn't have the Israelites, God chosen people, under oppression, in captivity, bound down to them, bound down to the enemy? What nation? Because like my brother Ariel always quote and say, yo, it's 18 nations on the earth, and God is dealing with one nation. And it's up to you, whoever's reading, whoever's looking, studying, to find out what is that nation that God is dealing with. And I yell.
Of this country without fully grappling with slavery's impact. Simply because of their birthplace and the color of their skin, the bodies and spirits of Black men, women, and children were exploited for profit and power. They were forced onto ships, bound by shackles and collars that ripped off their skin. One older man described it as iron entering our souls. Some chose to jump into the waters infested with sharks rather than feel that iron. Now, once they arrived on this very soil, they were forced to work by way of the whip, despite being starved, sleep deprived, threatened, tortured, physically and psychologically. They were auctioned off, humiliated, fearful, and separated from their families and their children. Black women and girls were raped and sexually assaulted. Many.
Hey, don't that kind of sound like the? I gotta do this real quick, because don't that kind of sound like the curses? Separated, families, kids will be separated from their parents.
I already know where you're going.
Kind of sound like the curses, wouldn't it?
It definitely do sound like the curses, brother. You want me to read it for you?
Yeah, 28 and what, 32?
32, brother. 28, 32.
Bring that out, King.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 32. And it reads, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand.
It don't look like there is any might in these people's hand right here. Look at it.
Absolutely
Is there any
not.
might when that child got took right here, King?
Absolutely not.
It don't look like
Absolutely
nobody
not.
nothing about that.
But they want to be bygones, King. Let's be hand in hand.
If it happened so long ago, why are you taking that out of the history books?
Right.
I'm just saying. Why are we erasing this history?
Right. Right.
So long ago. It doesn't matter, right?
It doesn't matter, right? You're right, King.
Holocaust happened a long time ago, right? Why aren't we erasing that? I yield.
Yep.
Were brutally murdered and mutilated. Now, this endured for decades, centuries, and even in the places.
You saw she said decades, and then she said centuries. Shouldn't have left the decades out there. Decades, a century. But she said centuries with S. So she
Yeah,
left a decade.
centuries. Yeah. Yep.
400 to be exact.
Woo.
Exact, but who's counting?
Right.
Where slavery was not legal. Institutions from our banks to universities were built on enslaved labor in both the North and in the South. And for many of the white Americans who did not personally own slaves, they benefited from a caste system that concentrated wealth and political power in their hands.
Ain't that what we always bring out on the street?
Mm-hmm.
You might not, then don't you benefit from the slavery?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I yield.
So, when we acknowledge the existence of Black people who operated George Washington's Mount Vernon or the Black hands that built the White House, we are acknowledging the existence, the perseverance, and the contributions of the souls that white supremacy sought to erase. Those people built families, they developed a culture, they were the keepers of the faith, cultivators of community. And they are the ones who deserve credit for forcing America to rid itself of the stain of slavery. Now, all of this information, these stories are from the Smithsonian's African American History Museum. And I share this not as a lecture for you, but as a lesson. America, the superpower, is largely possible only because of the superpowers of people who went lifetimes without the same rights of generations who were boosted from their backs. True history should include everything. Yes, the evils and the horrors too. And museums are supposed to be places that protect those stories, the images, the lessons, the very things that inform so much of our current state of our republic, from racism to poverty. No matter how painful, or in the president's words, how horrible the lesson. Now, just listen to one formerly enslaved man describe what slavery is like in his own words.
You know what I'd rather do? If I thought that I'd ever be a slave again, I'd take a gun and just end it all right away.
Brother, did you just hear what he said?
You hear that?
Bro, we gotta hear that again, bro.
Oh,
that's out of the off, King.
Let me, yo, I got a preset. That's crazy.
That's crazy. As we always teach, though.
Yep.
Hey,
yep.
Christ come down looking like the image. Don't get ready for 400 years
Oh yeah,
of slavery.
we're going back. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
that brother, what that brother just said. Hey,
yeah. What?
Yeah, I'm doing this.
Bro, that's crazy.
I might just, hey yo.
That's crazy. He said, I'm just gonna kill myself.
He said,
I'm not gonna enjoy it this time.
Nah, hell no. Hell no.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah.
God, bro, this is crazy.
Hold on, okay. I got
That's crazy, brother.
Yeah, King. It's madness, bro.
I'm gonna replay that. You go ahead and get your
okay, Con.
That is crazy, bro.
You know what I'd rather do? If I thought that I'd ever be a slave again.
He didn't even say that if he was a slave again. He said, if I thought. Listen to what he just said.
Mm-hmm.
You know if I would thought that I would be a slave again? What?
You know what I'd rather do? If I thought that I'd ever be a slave again, I'd take a gun and just end it all right away. Because you're nothing but a dog. You're not a thing but a dog.
We're gonna end that video right there. We'll get into the conversation part because it doesn't matter. We're gonna end it on brother. But you gotta keep yourself.
Nah, I can't. What's the scripture? Judith Morning in the Gain's language.
Because they are black. That's
Jeremiah. Hosea?
Maya, yeah. Jeremiah, no, you're right. Jeremiah, was it 14:7?
Con. Let me see. Oh no, that's 14 too.
14:2.
Con. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 14, verse 2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. So, hey, our people are crying out. He said Judah's mourning. He looks like a Judite. He might be, might be Gad. You know what I'm saying? Might be Benji. But it sounds like a Judite to me, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And bro, and when I say crying out, bro, he said, yo, if I ever go through thought, just a thought of it.
He said the thought.
I'm not going through that, bro. And and it's like what you brought out earlier in Baruch 3:8. We are yet this day in our captivity. It ain't over. We still being oppressed, bro.
Yeah, people think just because they got a little picket fence.
Yeah. 3 acres and a mule? You think you free? You ain't got it, bro.
We ain't got 3 acres of culture, ain't got no mule.
Right, King. Like you said about the banks. Ain't no Israelite that own banks.
Mm-mm.
You know what we would do if we own a bank? If one brother or sister own a bank, it's over.
We didn't know more consumers. Everybody's going to that one bank.
Right. And even if we, King. You right, King. And then at the end of the day, listen, yo, even the ones that's, high manager, they got some high ranking in the banks. They had to sell their soul to get that position, man. You know what I'm saying? They gotta, kiss, what, of the opposition, the adversary.
Not the ops.
The ops.
The ops.
Imagine you getting on your knees and your ops pulling down their pants, showing their buttocks, and you just literally puckering up and getting ready to, do what, And if you can't read between the lines of what I'm saying, do your research. Do your research. That's what I'm gonna say. And I yield, King.
Nice room. The second video.
Guys, while we are distracted with gas prices and groceries,
Are the prices that you're paying at the grocery store and gas pump going down? Pitt County residents are voicing their opinions today after a post on Truth Social from President Trump said that grocery and egg prices have improved.
something sinister is unfolding in the background. In March 2025, President Trump's administration began directly targeting enslavement exhibits at the National Museum of African American History. This is, of course, under the guise of an executive order titled Restoring Truth and Sanity to American History.
Oh, did you hear that?
Absolutely.
Come on, man.
So all of a sudden, Trump woke up one day and just started thinking about erasing all the history, bro.
Yeah.
Of so-called blacks and Native Americans and Latinos.
Come on, man.
Something going on. Slocky came up, man. Yeah, something going on. Hey, yo, pay attention to the agenda, Israel. That's the audience. That's who we speaking to right now. Pay attention. Because if you didn't know that, that's this year. He did that in March. It's not too long ago. All right? So go ahead, King.
Right, hey, I got a quick pre-sale, right? Because, hey, this ain't the first time this can happen, man.
Right.
Right? Let's go to the mighty book of Ezra in the Old Testament, chapter 4, verse 15. This ain't the first time this to happen. It's been happening a long time, man.
Right.
He likened his judgment like unto a ring.
Hey, Slocky, King. I'll be right back, King.
Right. We're gonna start at verse 14. All right, we're gonna start at verse. We'll start at verse 12, right? So this is the book of Ezra, chapter 4 and verse 12. It says, be it known unto the king that the Jews which came up from thee to us are come unto Jerusalem, building the rebellious and the bad city, and have set up the walls thereof and joined the foundations. But it known now unto the king that if this city be builded and the wall set up again, then will they not pay toll, tribute, and custom, and so thou shalt endamage the revenue of the kings. So this is going into like if they're gonna allow the Jews to actually rebuild their city and their temple and have their customs back, that they're not going to pay tribute or toll to their kings, right? Watch this. Now, because we have maintenance from the king's palace, and it is not meet for us to see the king's dishonor, therefore have we sent and certified the king, that search may be made in the book of the records of thy fathers, so shalt thou find in the book of the records, and know that this city is a rebellious city and hurtful unto kings and provinces, and that they have moved sedition within the same of old time, for which cause was this city destroyed, right? So we know, right, that for that which cause was this city destroyed. So when they destroyed our cities, they also destroyed our records, man. So that way we wouldn't be able to go and find out who we were, right? Like that's even the reason why when we came over on the slave ship, they would strip you of your clothes, they would cut your beard off, and that way you wouldn't know what nation you were from. Because if I can kind of know, like, oh, that brother from you know, Zimbabwe or whatever it may be on that same Western coast, I would be able to know how to communicate with that brother because we had some dealings with each other because we were probably Israelites, right? And I yield.
I had
destroyed over the years.
I'll
go back to the video.
Go ahead, Ken.
Right?
Dismantling Black history institutions nationwide. What truth are they exactly restoring? This is just the same lost cause narrative that's been trying to whitewash America's racist past for generations. And the most disturbing part in all of this is that nobody's talking about it. Let's start with the first thing on Trump's crosshairs: the National Museum of African American History and Culture. Just a few years ago, a high school teacher named Adam Sanchez stood with his students in the lower level of the museum, where the story of enslavement and the Middle Passage is told. He watched as tears streamed down one student's face. The class gathered in a quiet space, processing what they've just witnessed. Everyone understood why he had tears in his eyes. Sanchez later said, "I knew that the museum was going to bring this history to life in a way that you couldn't in the classroom, and it certainly did. And this was only one of the many stories that happen here. For millions of Black Americans, this wasn't just a building with artifacts. It was a testament to survival, resistance, and the persistence of the Black spirit. But now, Trump's executive order has put this vital institution in trouble. The order claims that the Smithsonian Institution, including the museum in question, has come under the influence of divisive, race-centered ideology. It demands the removal of what it calls improper ideology from these hallowed halls. The truth about enslavement, according to this administration, makes America look bad, as if the history of America was rainbows and butter."
He said the truth about slavery makes America look bad. You think? Not gonna make it look good.
Right.
Come on, man.
Butterflies to begin with, something President Trump refuses to acknowledge. But here's the irony in all of this. This same museum was championed by Republican President George W. Bush, who signed the bill authorizing its federal funding. At its grand opening in 2016, Bush stood alongside Barack Obama, delivering passionate speeches supporting the museum's mission. Imagine that two people from opposing parties came together to actually give respect to the history that built this nation. That's because they understood what Trump doesn't, that facing our history, however painful, makes America stronger. But there's something even more sinister at work here. The executive order doesn't just target the enslavement exhibits. It aims to fundamentally change how American history is presented.
Come on, man. Right? Look at that there. Let me rewind that real quick. Unless you got to hear that, what he just said.
Mm-hmm.
But there's something even more sinister at work here. The executive order doesn't just target the enslavement exhibits. It aims to fundamentally change how American history is presented. It demands that all public monuments and museums do not contain descriptions, depictions, or other content that inappropriately disparage Americans' past or living. In other words, if the truth makes people uncomfortable, the truth has to go. The museum's founding
truth have to go.
Right. Make people uncomfortable about what? What are you uncomfortable about? What are you uncomfortable about, King? What are they uncomfortable about?
Mm.
And now they're trying to erase all of it. It's being done right now. It's being done.
Yeah, because a lot of the kids don't even know about it.
Mm-hmm. And when we come across young kids and we ask them, what are they doing with the history books in the schools? What do they say? They taking them out, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Now you learn about the other history.
Mm-hmm.
De Leon and Christopher killing Columbus. And
yep.
Come on, man.
Director Lonnie Bunch spent years collecting over 40,000 artifacts to tell their story. He created a space that celebrates not just the struggles, but also the joys, the culture, and the triumphs of the African-American experience. Now, with a single signature, Trump is threatening to sanitize this history to make it more comfortable for those who'd rather not face the truth. But the war on Black history isn't just happening in museums. In January 2025, President Trump's administration sent an official message to all federal departments and offices. The message, addressed to department leads and key personnel, seemed bureaucratic on the surface, but its contents were chilling. Create a plan for eliminating DEI employees from the federal workforce. The departments were given until January 31st to complete this task. But Trump's administration couldn't even wait that long. A second message soon followed, and it was more urgent than the first. This one didn't just ask for plans. It ordered department leaders to begin firing DEI employees immediately. According to Trump, this move was meant to stop what he called racism within the government. He labeled these DEI programs, initiated by President Joe Biden, as both illegal and immoral. When he signed the executive orders to dismantle them, he referred to DEI as an identity-based spoil system, claiming it robbed hard-working Americans of job opportunities. And by hard-working Americans, he meant white Americans. And this attack on diversity didn't stop at government.
Did you just hear that?
I heard it, bro.
That's crazy. We hear that.
As an identity-based spoil system, claiming it robbed hard-working Americans of job opportunities. And by hard-working Americans, he meant white Americans. And this attack on diversity didn't stop at government doors. The executive order encouraged federal agencies to explore ways to influence the private sector to eliminate their own DEI initiatives. The goal was to dismantle diversity programs across the entire country. And we're already seeing the impact. Major companies like McDonald's, Meta, Target, and Walmart have responded to this pressure. Walmart, for example, shut down a racial equity center it had created in 2020, an initiative that had received $100 million in investment. The decision to abandon this project was made under federal pressure. At one time in this country, Black people were enslaved. They were looked upon. White people saw themselves as superior. Our people fought for freedom. In the late 1800s, they achieved emancipation. Still, racism persisted. White mobs stormed Black towns, burning them to the ground. Yet Black people to fight for their rights.
Hey, pause it right there.
The early
Pause it right there. I got a precept for that. I was looking for it and I found it. It's the book of songs. Just to go off what they just said. They said white mobs will find local black locations, villages or towns, right? And burn it down. And watch this. This is the book of Songs, chapter 137 and verse 7. It says, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom. You have to figure out who's Edom. Me and my brother Ariadu. Do you? I'm going to keep going. In the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. Right? Meaning burn it down. Burn that temple down. If the Spirit of God is in that temple, we want it burnt down. And the Most High is dealing with us because we his people. So why would white mobs just eradicate or try to eradicate, black people, hometowns and, local residents and mess up everything? You know what I mean? Self-sabotage, you know what I'm saying? Infiltrate Black Wall Street and they just burn it down, bro.
For no reason.
For no reason. But yet, we don't have enemies. God doesn't have enemies, King. And I yield.
Great precept, King.
All praise to the Most High.
We saw countless black heroes rise up and advocate for our community. Over time, their efforts led to critical progress. By dismantling these programs, Donald Trump isn't just cutting jobs. He's trying to erase the progress we've made, and with it, a part of Black history. The two executive orders aimed at DEI pose a serious threat to the diversity we've achieved in both government and the private sector. But this systematic dismantling of Black progress isn't happening in isolation. It's part of a broader agenda, one that reaches far beyond office buildings and corporate boardrooms. What makes this attack on...
Did you just see that word right there? The systematic erasure.
One that reaches far beyond office buildings and corporate boardrooms.
Matter of fact, I got a precept. The
I
book of Psalms,
I got one right after you too.
right? Because it said the systematic, I got to go back to that real quick. It said the systematic eraser, right? This is the book of Psalms. Hey, the scriptures tell you everything.
Right.
Book of Psalms, chapter 81. Mm, 82, 83, right? It's the book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 1. It says, keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consorted against thy hidden ones, because they don't know who they are. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. And wouldn't that be the same as the systematic eraser?
Play that again. Yep, play that again.
Yep. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Yeah, go that word Israel again. It's all over the Bible. All over the Bible. And Israel can't be everybody on the earth. That's impossible. Because then who's Edom? Who's Ishmael? The Amorites, the Amaleks. You know what I mean? All these other nations is in the Bible too, as well. So who are they?
Yeah.
They can't be Israel and Edom at the same time.
They're Israel too, buddy.
No, brother. No, I'm not going for that.
God loves everybody.
No, brother. Well, yeah, let me bring my precept out.
Go ahead,
This,
King.
this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee. The elders, and they will tell thee. So we got to remember the days of old. We can't just forget it. And we definitely not saying let bygones be bygones. Let's put it underneath the rug. You know what I'm saying? Can we all just be holding hands? I'm not holding hands with the enemies, bro. I'm not doing that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because Moses says separate from thy enemies. Trust not thy enemy. Right? Never trust thy enemy. You get what I'm saying? What brother Ariyah just brought out in Songs 83. They have consulted together. What one content?
The ops,
brother. The ops.
Again. The enemy.
Yo, Israel, you know who the true ops is. Stop playing yourself.
Hey,
why y'all keep playing? Yeah, King. Yo, Jake wanna make rap videos about killing his brother and don't even know that's not even the enemy, bro. How crazy is that, bro?
The enemy is this guy that's doing a systematic eraser.
Right?
Hey, this has got to be the enemy.
It gotta be the enemy, bro.
Everybody look like us.
What makes this attack on Black history so dangerous is its subtlety. The executive order doesn't explicitly ban the teaching of enslavement or segregation. It doesn't outright forbid museums from discussing civil rights, but instead, it does something far more insidious. It uses federal funding as a weapon. Under the order, any museum or institution receiving government funds must undergo an ideological review. A team handpicked by the administration will examine every exhibit, every educational program, and every historical text. Their job is to basically identify and remove what they call divisive narratives that undermine national cohesion. The order prohibits spending on exhibits or programs that degrade shared American values, divide Americans based on race, or promote programs or ideologies inconsistent with federal law and policy. In other words, if you want to keep your funding, you better make history more comfortable. We're already seeing this strategy at work. On the National Park Service's Underground Railroad websites, there have been subtle but noticeable changes in how Harriet Tubman's story is framed. Harriet Tubman was a woman who, after escaping enslavement herself, became the most famous conductor of the Underground Railroad, risking her life countless times to lead enslaved people to freedom. The National Museum of African American History and Culture even holds her shawl, a tangible piece of resistance against oppression. According to recent reports, where her image was once prominently featured in content about the Underground Railroad, some of those materials have been revised or reframed under the broader theme of Black-white cooperation. Her picture and name haven't been entirely erased, but they are being softened, reframed, or relocated. These efforts don't explicitly erase her story, but they do attempt to soften it, to remove its radical edge and reduce it to something more palatable for those who would rather forget the reality of American history. But it gets worse. The order specifically critiques exhibits like The Shape of Power, Stories of Race and American Sculpture at the Smithsonian American Art Museum. Why? Because it dares to acknowledge that societies, including the United States, have used race to establish and maintain systems of white supremacy. But the museums and memorials are just surface-level symbols. Underneath them lies a deeper battle, one over who holds the power to define what America is and what it has been. While the nation debates whether the order is legal or ethical, the impact is already visible, and this went beyond just race. Some museums are restructuring their exhibits. One notable example is the Smithsonian American Women's History Museum, which has been directed by the executive order to exclude the recognition of transgender women entirely. The order mandates that the museum celebrate the achievements of women and not recognize men as women in any respect, effectively erasing the contributions and identities of trans women from the historical narrative. Others are preemptively censoring their panels, Tour guides are being told to avoid certain questions. Whole chapters of the American story are being shortened, softened, or skipped. I'd love to hear from you. Have you noticed these kinds of subtle changes in your own community, schools, or museums? Go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comments below. This is the state of the U.S. right now, a nation built on the labor, suffering, and resilience of people who still haven't received the justice they were promised. But Trump's executive orders don't stop at rewriting history. They reach into other areas of life where Black Americans attempt to thrive. Take education. Trump's executive orders are undermining support systems that disproportionately benefit historically Black colleges, institutions that have long been underfunded. Now, with freezes on federal loans and grants, it's becoming even harder for Black students to access financial aid and pursue higher education. And with DEI programs dismantled, the pipeline for hiring and retaining Black faculty is at risk. The assault on job opportunities is equally severe. Remember those apprenticeship programs championed by President Obama? The ones that specifically helped Black Americans who didn't attend college find paths into the federal workforce. Trump's orders have undermined them all. His administration has also revoked protections that helped Black employees in the federal workforce, making it easier for discriminatory practices, including layoffs targeting Black workers, to go unchecked. Even in healthcare, the systematic erasure continues. Black Americans already face disproportionately high rates of preventable disease. Without these programs tracking and addressing these disparities, health outcomes for our communities could worsen. This pattern of erasure extends to housing and economic stability. The administration has slashed funding for anti-homelessness efforts, specifically targeting the U.S. interagency.
Hey, did you see that though, real quick?
Mm-hmm. Yo, let me ask you this. How old is this video?
4 months ago.
Okay, so okay, go ahead, King.
Look, I just want to show you this because this is what they call redlining. So these different, they're small, but literally these different spots, they break up races. They break you up by the races. So all these pink, let's just say they're Native Americans. That'll be all Americans. So then all the blue will be like the Hispanic. The green will be the so-called Blacks. You know, I don't know if that's the case, but they it's called redlining. They look at a whole community area, and you only can be in certain parts as a nation of people.
Wow.
So yeah, it's called redlining. It's called redlining.
Now I was just gonna ask you, because recently they was just talking about Black universities, and I know after Charlie Kirk died, right? They they recently just stopped all Black universities. Like, I don't know. I mean, you could look it up right now if you want.
That's
real quick. Yeah.
That's a good question. And let's finish this on.
Yeah, that's why I asked, like, how long is this video we watching? How old is it?
Yeah, because it's 4 months, and I know what you're talking about. Because that lady did give like a couple $100 million or something. Yeah, but I'm finna play this. We only got like
finish it out. Yep.
Specifically targeting the U.S. Interagency Council on Homelessness. This council played a crucial role in supporting unhoused individuals, a large percentage of whom are Black. Defunding it puts more Black families at risk of homelessness. These changes make it harder for Black families to stay in the middle class, worsening the already persistent racial wealth gap. But perhaps the most alarming part is this: the erasure isn't slowing down. Every new executive order, every funding cut, every dismantled program sends a signal, not just about how the past is treated, but about who gets to have a future. And this isn't just happening in Washington. One U.S. state is quietly following the same playbook, scrubbing Black history from its schools, censoring educators, and rewriting curriculums behind closed doors. If you thought this problem couldn't get any worse, think again. Click here to watch this video.
That's crazy.
Oh, man. Crazy, bro.
So watch this. Right. So what you have to bring out? You said you wanted me to look up what?
Did the Charlie Kirk situation shut down black universities?
No, I think the lady had donated money.
Money to them?
I thought he did.
I'm pretty sure, because it was just weird to me. Like, why would he shut down these black universities only? Like, I mean, I don't know if, because I know was he on a tour or something? He was just going to campuses, different campuses.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, speaking to the.
Yep, right.
Yeah.
About the
they cut the funding. Okay, yeah. Why? Why is that though, bro? Why? What? Yo, bro, this is crazy, bro. This is crazy. I'm highly upset right now, bro. Highly upset, bro. Go ahead, King.
Republican Mace is calling on the Department of Education to cut off every dime of federal funding for schools, refusing to act against staff who excuse or glorify the murder of Charlie Kirk. Hold educators fully accountable when they promote or defend political violence, removal, non-excuses.
Well, there goes another one.
Another one.
So wait, let me get this straight. So all the other universities, their fundings are not being cut?
Yeah, they cutting everybody that's actually supporting I glorify the murder of Charlie Kirk.
Okay, I get it. Yeah. So that's basically sellouts to our people that's doing that, like, because they don't know that's the op.
Yeah, but they saying a lot of our black colleges, because of that Charlie Kirk said, they're saying things, and they said, hey, if your college says something, we're gonna cut whatever funding that Charlie Kirk did to your college.
Oh, dang.
But if you don't like all blacks, why is he going to all black college?
Right.
That don't make no sense.
It really doesn't.
I don't like blacks. I'm gonna jump in a garbage can and roll out with the blacks. I'm gonna do things with the blacks. I don't like blacks, but I'm gonna support them.
Right. Making your mind. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
All his ways, man. So this is the last video, and then we're gonna go into a couple writings before we end this thing.
Okay, come on.
Maybe at least one for sure.
All right.
I spent the year 2023, 2024 looking at museums with the Heterodox Academies, Center for Academic Pluralism. I thought I was going to escape the wokeism of my academic career at San Jose State University, but boy, was I wrong. What I found was that museums, both in New York City and the Smithsonian's museums, such as the American History Museum at the Smithsonian in DC, were full of woke propaganda and were exceedingly focused on issues of critical race theory generally, and more specifically on slavery. Even exhibits that...
And they said the woke generation. Truth is being awakened. That's why it's taken away, because there's a lot of truth going on.
You would think would have nothing to do with slavery would bring it up. One of the new exhibits that just came out in November 2021, for example, is an exhibit on Ben Franklin's innovations. And you might think that this would be an exciting exhibit on the many different inventions he made and his experiments, but rather it takes a side turn and focuses on the fact that he held slaves, and then makes presumptuous statements that he would never have been able to conduct his experiments if he hadn't had slaves. And maybe, although there's no proof of it, these slaves actually assisted him in his experiments. And
actually, it's a lot of rhetoric out there. If you read up and check up on it, that actually, because he actually made the light bulb, but there was a black man that actually invented the filament that makes it work.
Right. Yep. They don't talk about that man though. We gonna talk about him because he's an Israelite.
Yep. No, we didn't say you invented the light bulb. Right? You invented the filament.
Yeah, see?
I got it.
We know what we talking about.
Right.
Damn AI now, bro.
Yeah, man.
Come on. Look at that, Israel. Look at that, Yasharala. Oh.
Here we go. Beginning of 80, Thomas Edison spent over a year trying to develop an incandescent light bulb using electricity to heat a thin filament. Edison bulb looked a lot like what we're used to, a filament in a glass bulb, according to the Franklin Institute. But after years of experiments and thousands of tests of various filament materials, his long-lasting bulb could only last for about 15 hours before the filament burned out. Latimer's improvements. Around the same time, Edison was experimenting with this bulb using carbonized filaments of baywood, cedar, bamboo, and other fibers. So was Latimer. Born just a year after Edison, 1848, Latimer was an inventor known for working closely with Alexander Graham Bell, who invented the telephone, though some claim that invention is actually Latimer's. According to the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Latimer improved upon Edison's original design. Latimer created a light bulb with a more durable filament made of carbon. He sold the patent to the U.S. Electric Company in 1881, and a year later patented a process for efficiently manufacturing the carbon filament. He even wrote a book in 1890 on electric lighting, the first of its kind. Because Latimer's contributions, incandescent light bulbs became more affordable and practical, MIT says, thus transforming American culture. So yeah, I just want to bring that out because even though he made the light bulb, you know, I guess he made a weak filament, but of course our people made the proper filament.
Right. Absolutely. I gets no credit for it neither.
No. And
No.
that he had other he did too.
Right.
Yep, Alexander Graham Bell with the telephone that he actually invented it.
Wow. Wow.
We wouldn't even talk to our family had it not been for Latimer.
Right, exactly. See that?
It's in the National Portrait Gallery. The thing that they mention about our founding fathers is also always focused on slavery. Now, this is not to say that we should not talk about the history of slavery, but that America's history is much more than just the legacy of slavery. And this is a criticism that Trump has brought upon the Smithsonian Institution, that it's gone woke, which it has, and also that it's overly focused on this one negative aspect of our history, slavery, as opposed to taking a look at all the great things that we have in our history: the moon landing, the U.S. Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, Bill of Rights, and all the fantastic natural history collections, the best in the world. None of this seems to make an appearance in the Smithsonian museums and in many museums across the nation.
So
This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org.
Right, so that's letting you know, man, that, hey, beyond shadow of a doubt, man, our people have been getting shame bam boogie.
Mm-hmm. Even to this day. Even to this day.
Even to this day. Now to move on to some more important stuff. The picture can speak 1,000 words. Says on March 27th, 2025, an executive order titled Restoring Truth and Sanity to American History. President Donald Trump complained of a widespread effort to rewrite our nation's history, replacing objective facts with distorted narrative driven by ideology rather than truth. He directed the Interior Secretary to determine if public monuments, memorials, statues, markers, or similar properties of the government have been changed to perpetuate a false reconstruction of American history. Appropriately minimize the value of certain historical events or figures, or include any other improper partisan ideology. He demanded our nation parks remove descriptions, depictions, or other content that inappropriately disparage Americans past or living, including persons living in colonial times. And instead of focus on the great achievements and progress of the American people, or with respect to natural features, the beauty, abundance, and the grandeur of the American landscape. So they're letting you know that they're trying to rewrite the narrative to where it's more, let's say, watered down.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to water it down.
Right.
So,
yep.
Let's go to the next one.
Sounds about right.
Says the Trump administration has intensified its campaign to rewrite how America tells its history, ordering federal agencies to remove exhibits and mandatories and materials that emphasize slavery and radical injustice. Come on, man.
Right. And it's like for you to take it away, you got all these young black boys and girls, like, what is slavery? They don't even know what it is. So once they find out, well, they like, well, damn, why are these people treating us like this? Or their ancestors did that to our ancestors. You get what I'm saying? Now you start questioning certain things like, wait, hold on now. I don't feel too fine about this. And then that's what, the young ones, the young generation growing up now, they start to change things where, they doing their research more than our people, even our brothers and sisters our age, that don't want to do the research. You get what I'm saying? Because as a child, you more like a sponge. You get what I'm saying? You just going to absorb a lot. You know what I mean? So, and you're going to be very curious. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I want to learn more. You know what I'm saying? So, if you take all that away, and it's like, kind of like blinding and leading them astray, in a sense, like, well, what would they go off of? They don't even know their history or their ancestors. So, yeah.
Right, but that was their whole mindset, right? It says issued by the Interior Secretary Doug Burgum, the directives has set off a wave of protests, most prominently in Philadelphia, and follows a recent published White House article slamming the Smithsonian institutions with counts of slavery, racism, and social justice in America, while painting the institution as anti-American propaganda, right? These steps are veiled attempts to rewrite and distort the narrative by removing any mention of racist actions, words, and deeds that have shaped American histories. Carsonia K. Whitehead, president of the Association for the Study of African American Life and History, said in a statement about August the 21st directive, this regime is actively seeking to erase the living experience of Yahweh, of Black people. So, hey, it's letting you know that for history and take it away, but hey, the Most High said we're going to continue from our heritage, right?
Yep.
So, hey, I know it's got to be a little later. So you got a closing precept?
Yeah, I got a closing precept, King.
Because, hey, man, this is crazy, King. Like, this is just good information. You know, we could have put a more reading on those articles, but ultimately they gave a nice foundation to stand on to just know, like, the scriptures are real.
Right.
The Most High said, continue this from our heritage. He absolutely did, man.
That's right, King.
Right. So I got a precept if you got to look for yours real quick.
Yeah, I got to look for mine, King.
Right, Con. So my precept is coming from Isaiah, chapter 66. Is it 64? Come on. Okay. Is it 66? I think it might be 66 and 4. No. It says, I will call my servants by another name.
Dang. I forgot that one. It's been so long.
66, 65 and 15, right? So it's my closing precept, right? Because now we're calling ourselves African American, we call ourselves everything but with the Most High, right? It's the book of Isaiah chapter 65, verse 14. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. And ye shall leave your name for a curse, again that curse, until my chosen. For Yahweh shall slay thee, and call his servants by another name. So the Most High is the reason you got slayed. The Most High is the reason you are in the curse. And the Most High is the reason that you're called anything but your God-given nationality. And with that, I yield.
Con. I'm gonna read the book of Esther in the Old Testament, chapter 3, and I'm gonna start at verse 3. Then the king's servants, which were in the king's gate, said unto Mordecai, why transgressest thou the king's commandment? Now it came to pass when they spake daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them, that they hold Haman to see whether Mordecai's matters would stand. For he had told them that he was a Jew. And when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence, was Haman full of wrath. So we got to have the same spirit as Mordecai, man, in these last days. The same exact spirit. It's the same exact spirit as the sister in the Maccabees, second Maccabees, with her children. You get what I'm saying? We got to stand boldly for the Lord, man. Like Mordecai was the only one that didn't bow down to the king on the whole earth. On the whole earth, brother. You can read that book, read the book of Esther, and find out the history of our ancestors, man. Right? So, with that, hey, we love to do this again. Lord willing, we will, if the Lord allowed to, and further expound on, our heritage and us coming back to our heritage, because that's the main objective. That's the main goal at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
lost, it was stolen, and now it's starting to be erased.
Right. That's right,
Our
King.
records, like I brought out in Ezra, this is nothing new. They've always taken our records and tried to erase them. Matter of fact, when you go into Daniel, they ransacked the temple, and
That's
took
right.
all goods.
That's
Take
right.
our records in there. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh by Shem, Moshe Makawashai. Shai. And we pray that this lesson can further edify whoever was on the live and whoever will see it later. And we the water for all got on and checked it out. And once I willing, you have a blessed Shabbat. My name is Ariah.
Tazawam.
Hey, came to establish the law and what?
And push the damn button.
Good.
See the background, y'all? See the background?
Please hurry.